Welcome back to Creasonomics with your special host, me, Mr. Gray. Once again, as always, I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're a new viewer, please subscribe. I'm pretty sure you'll love my videos if you love sneakers. So once again, as I always say, please subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so when I drop a new video, you are immediately notified. So today this video is, I guess, just to, not to say clear up any confusion, but I feel like in my last video I didn't really show you guys the depth or the quality of the shoe compared to previous Jordan 1s, and that's something I guess I wanted to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'll be comparing the Jordan 1 Court Purples of 2020 to the Jordan 1 Shadows of 2018 and the Jordan 1 Game Royals of 2018. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are probably asking, why are you going to compare the 2020 Court Purples to any other shoe besides the 2018 Court Purple? Well, first reason, I don't have the 2018 Court Purple. Second reason, the 2020 Court Purples do not compare to the 2018 Court Purples. After just going through several photos and being able to look at close-ups of the quality, they just don't compare. The 2018 pair of Court Purples is kind of equivalent to the Bread Toes. I believe, the 2019 Bread Toes, and they're just not the same. The quality is better on the 2018 Court Purples, just of course as would be the Bread Toes. Additionally, the 2018 Court Purples, as I think I have stated in my last video, are they're sale, not white like the 2020 Court Purples. So on the 2020 Court Purples, you know, the quarters, the toe box, and that slim section going around to the heel and the midsole are white. But on the 2018 version, all those areas I just named are actually sale. So those are the differences. Once again, those are the basically the main reasons I'm not using that shoe to compare. One, I don't have it, and two, the 2018 is just a more superior pair. It doesn't mean the 2020 pair is not as awesome. It just means they're just not the same quality, depending on what you're looking for. So without much further ado, let's jump into the differences between the Jordan 1 Court Purple 2020 versus the Jordan 1 Shadow 2018 and the Jordan 1 Game Royal 2018. So if you see here on the picture that I have, if you look at the Shadows and you look on, and this is the heel we have here. If you look at the the top section of the heel, you can see that the Shadow doesn't really have, it's very minimal if you want to even call that tumbled leather, but I'm going to say it's not even tumbled leather. It's not hard, but it's definitely not soft, and it's not really tumbled. But the Jordan 1 Court Purple, you can see, actually is tumbled, and it is softer than the top of the heel at the back of the Shadow. The Game Royal feels exactly like the Shadow. So at this point, the top heel of the Court Purple actually does have some tumbled in it. And once again, it's not as tumbled as other versions that are, like I would say, are tier 3, but it's actually still a good quality. Now, out of all three of these shoes, though, if you see below the heel, the next section of leather right above the back end of the Nike check, that section between the Nike check and the top of the black heel, that section on the Shadow is actually better than the Court Purple and the Game Royal. And when I say better, it's slightly tumbled, almost to the comparison of the tumbled on the Court Purple at the top of the heel. But then the Shadow leather, where it's gray on the shoe, all of that is just soft to touch. The Court Purple and the Game Royal in that section, like I said, between the black part at the top of the heel and the Nike check at the bottom of the screen, that part is actually a little bit more coarse on the Court Purple and the Game Royal. So now let's talk about the quarter side of the shoe, the quarter, whichever you want to call it, and the Nike check that sits on it. So, I don't know if you noticed that the pictures, I guess the Court Purple and the Game Royals, I couldn't take the picture as bright because if you made it too bright, it was hard to see, I guess, the granularity or the actual, I guess, the differences in it kind of washed out the actual grain leather that we're trying to see there. So I had to take them a little bit darker so you can actually see the detail of the Nike check and the quarter that the Nike check sits on. So I'm going to start with the simplest thing to say. The shadow, once again, the gray section, and I'm just going to say this I'm going to say this once and for all. The shadow, the gray sections, all the gray sections on the shadow are all soft. They all are kind of soft to touch. They're not superiorly tumbled, but it just has a very soft feeling to it. So that part is just, I guess, superior. I guess the check, I hate to say the check is superior, but it is. But you can also see here though, that even though the Court Purple's check is not as soft to touch, it's not hard like the Game Royals Nike check, it is tumbled. So it's just weird how Nike switches up the leather between their shoes, and they put I hate to say some quality, but they put different textures of leather on different parts of the shoe as they choose. So between these three, I'd say the one that has the most coarse leather, as far as the Nike check goes, is going to go to the Game Royal. The one that's the softest to touch is going to go to the Jordan 1 Shadow, and the one that has the most tumbled to the eye would be the Court Purple. As far as the quarter, the part that the Nike check is sitting on, they all really look and feel exactly the same, which is not, once again, I hate to say coarse, but it's not soft either. Like that shadow the shadow Nike check is really soft. The quarter of all three of them is just kind of, I hate to say stiff, but it's just not soft. And it's definitely not like superiorly tumbled. It may look a little tumbled here, but if I were to throw in a picture of and I'm not, but if I were to throw in a picture of the shatter backboards, you can see the difference. Or definitely if I threw in the Jordan 1 Spider-Man Origins, you can definitely see that these and the quarter do not live to the level of that type of tumbled leather. So last but not least, the toe box, something that everybody, if they love Jordan 1s, seems to talk about and wonder what the quality is. So I keep saying it, and I'm sorry. The Jordan 1 Shadow's toe box is better than the Court Purple and the Game Royal. It's just softer. Here I know it looks like it's like superiorly tumbled. It's not. I don't know if that is necessarily tumbled. It's just that I've worn it more. I haven't had a chance to really wear the Court Purples. I mean, I haven't had a chance to break them in. So the shadows appear more tumbled, but in actuality, I don't know if it's any more tumbled than the Court Purple and the Game Royal. It is. The shadows are softer. As I said, in the gray sections on the shadow, it's superior than all the other white sections on the Court Purple and Game Royal. The Court Purple and the Game Royal, both on the toe box, are pretty much just, I mean, it's very, very minimal tumbling. I mean, you can see there it looks definitely somewhat grainy, but it's really minimal, the tumbling there, and it's not soft. The toe box on all three of them are just kind of not the harder leather, but if you have several Jordan 1s, the hardest leather that's typically on your Jordan 1 high, that quality leather is what's on the tip going around the toe box of the Jordan 1 Shadow, Court Purple, and Game Royal. So if I were to pick first place between, these three shoes here, basically saying of the toe box, then the Shadow wins. Outside of that, actually the Shadow just wins. The Court Purple and the Game Royal, they're kind of a tie. They're pretty much exactly the same. Probably excuse my lighting a little bit. It's probably not perfect. So in conclusion, if we were going to name a winner, I would say there'd be no clear winner if we love Jordan 1s, because they're all great. But of course, we have preferences, and that's a fact. So of these three, of course, as far as quality is concerned, I'd say the most quality is in the Shadow. The Court Purple really just has a fire colorway. That's what I like about it. It's not equal to the level of the 2018 Court Purple, and that's fine. It is what it is. It's still a fire colorway. It's still gonna sell out. I can guarantee it. I'm just saying it's just going to happen. So I hope this more in-depth leather quality comparison helped you all decide on if this is something you want to get or not. Like I said, it's going to sell out. So if you want it, be paying attention and be ready. Either way, thanks for tuning in. As always, I'm going to say please subscribe. Also, like I said earlier in my previous video, I'm on TikTok now. That's at Mr. Gray 06. You can follow me over there. Over there, I pretty much just let you know that I am what I do what I say I do. I wear my shoes. Creasonomics. That's the motto. Either way, like I said, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Hit that subscribe button. Mr. Gray out.